Have you ever been in a relationship and felt like something just wasn't right? Like no matter how hard you tried, things just didn't seem to be working out the way you wanted? Well, sometimes it might be because God had a different plan for you. And sometimes, He will use all sorts of ways to let you know that you're making the wrong choice, even if you don't listen. So, if you've ever found yourself questioning whether your relationship was meant to be, keep watching till the end to find out. But before that, please feel free to like and subscribe to our channel. Without further ado, let's get started. Here are 7 ways God will use to tell you not to be with a person. Number 1, a lack of inner peace. If you feel unease or discomfort about a relationship, it could be a sign that God is not leading you in that direction. When God approves of someone, one of His primary ways of confirming it to you is through a sense of internal peace. Both you and the other person will feel a sense of calmness in your spirit. This is a sign that He has everything under control. However, if you feel a persistent sense of restlessness every time you try to move forward, God might be telling you to reevaluate your steps. This doesn't mean God doesn't love the other person. He might just be protecting you from what you cannot see. The Bible has a lot to say about peace. In Philippians 4 verses 6-7, Paul writes, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." This means that no matter how spiritual you are, it is important to listen to those inner promptings and pay attention to any red flags that might appear. Even if the other person pressures you to move forward, it is important not to make that move unless God has prompted you to. The devil can be deceptive. He could manipulate you into a relationship that appears to be God's will when it clearly is not. He might make everything seem like it aligns with God's plan. That's why it's crucial to be led by the Spirit rather than by feelings alone. It's worth noting that a lack of peace doesn't necessarily mean the relationship is a complete non-starter. It could indicate there are issues to address or that God is trying to convey a specific message to you. However, if you're experiencing persistent unease, it might be beneficial to seek counsel from the Spirit of God. Number 2, resistance. When God doesn't want you to be with someone, He may signal this through resistance in your relationship. This resistance can manifest in various ways, including unexpected changes in plans or subtle disruptions. You might feel like you're progressing in a relationship, but suddenly encounter a delay or setback that's unexplainable. It's crucial to heed these signs as they could be God's way of getting your attention. It doesn't imply that He's against you or deliberately making things difficult. Instead, He might be guiding you in a different direction. In many cases, there's a temptation to push through resistance and force things to happen on your terms. However, it's always better to listen to God and follow His lead. This could involve stepping back to reassess the situation or being open to the idea that God has a different plan for you. It's important not to mistake these resistances for attacks from the devil, as they serve different purposes. The resistance from the devil is intended to bring confusion and delay, whereas resistance from God aims to protect you and provide time for reflection. If you sense God is prompting you to wait, avoid forcing your way or rushing forward. It's better to proceed cautiously and securely than hastily and risk falling. If God is preventing you from committing to someone, accept it gracefully. Number 3, red flags. If you notice red flags or warning signs in the relationship, such as disrespect, abuse, or other unhealthy behaviors, it could indicate that God is not leading you to pursue a relationship with that person. In Ephesians 5 verse 25, it says, "Husbands, love your wives, just as Christ loved the church and gave Himself up for her." If the person you're interested in isn't treating you with love, respect, and care, it may indicate that God isn't leading you to pursue a relationship with them. The truth is, we often place more trust in our own abilities than in God's. We believe we can change people after marriage, but this isn't guaranteed. Changes in someone's behavior aren't assured, and you can't rely on the hope that red flags will disappear after marriage. You can't change someone who isn't willing to change themselves. Only God has the power to transform someone. If you see numerous signs before marriage that indicate the person may worsen, never assume you can change them. If your partner has been a serial cheater before proposing to you, he must demonstrate genuine change. Don't assume marriage will automatically change him. Marriage only amplifies existing traits, it doesn't transform people. If both partners are starting on an unstable foundation, they must be prepared to live with the consequences. This doesn't mean you shouldn't give people a chance, but it emphasizes the importance of understanding what you're entering into. Before tying the knot, your future spouse must be committed to letting go of harmful behaviors. Otherwise, you may spend much of your marriage praying for healing rather than enjoying God's blessings. As Jesus said, a good tree cannot bear bad fruit. Neither can an evil tree bear good fruit. If he has been abusive before marriage, be prepared to continue enduring such treatment. If you overlook this red flag because love is blind, marriage will inevitably open your eyes. Number 4, you lose your identity. In relationships, the wrong kind can completely transform who you are in unexpected ways. When someone enters a relationship that isn't meant to be, it can subtly alter their entire essence. An angel can turn into a devil, a spark of joy can ignite into a raging fire, and calmness can escalate into turmoil. A relationship from God is designed to bring out the best in you, granting the freedom to rediscover your true self and uncover your mission and purpose on earth. However, when a relationship causes you to lose your original identity, it may indicate that it isn't from God. Consider someone you've known who changed significantly over time due to the influence of their surroundings. A once calm and peaceful person could become resentful or irritable seemingly overnight. If you notice yourself becoming more bitter, irritable, or engaging in behaviors that aren't true to your authentic self, these could be warning signs that the relationship is gradually eroding your true identity. Suddenly, it can feel like you're worlds away from the person you used to be. Sometimes, it takes stepping back to realize this truth. It may require strength and courage to let go of something toxic and damaging. But rest assured, God will never withhold something genuinely good for you. Whether emotionally or spiritually, don't hesitate to discern what is beneficial for you. Taking that bold step may be necessary to realign your path. Number 5, lack of the fear of God. The absence of the fear of God should be taken seriously in any relationship. The fear of God isn't merely a matter of faith or spirituality, it reflects deep respect and honor for the supreme creator of the universe. Without such reverence, the partner in the relationship will lack restraint, with no one to call them to order when necessary. A holy fear of God lays the perfect foundation for any relationship, whether among family, friends, or couples. Respect for the divine and awe for God's majesty are essential for human relationships to thrive. Without a sense of accountability to a higher power, how can we learn self-restraint? When someone openly admits they don't fear God, it's crucial to take note and proceed cautiously. Disregard for a higher power often translates into disrespect for others, including you. Being with such a partner poses a risk not worth taking. Our love and fear of God enable us to honor our spouses in all circumstances, both privately and publicly. Proceeding in a relationship without the fear of God can lead to chaos, lawlessness, and instability. Number 6, lack of compatibility. If the person you're drawn to doesn't share your belief systems, values, or long-term vision, it may be a sign from the Lord to proceed with caution. As written in Amos 3 verse 3, "Do two walk together unless they have agreed to do so?" When two people have fundamentally incompatible outlooks on life, it often results in confusion, disagreements, and a lack of peace. This doesn't mean couples must agree on everything or have identical interests. However, when true incompatibility exists, it's wise to consider stepping away. To follow the Lord's will and discover true joy and companionship, it's crucial to seek someone whose passions, visions, and beliefs align with yours, even if it requires effort. Pray for discernment, insight, humility, and guidance to find the partner God has intended for you. The Lord seeks an environment of harmony between two individuals, as He does not condone confusion. However, while relationships can thrive on differing perspectives rooted in solid principles, deeper, fundamental incompatibilities, such as beliefs, aspirations, and perspectives, may indicate it's best to acknowledge the signs, thank the Lord for His guidance, and part ways respectfully and lovingly. Number 7. Through dreams and visions. God can warn you directly not to enter into a relationship if He sees it could harm you. In moments of our strongest desires, He can gently caution us about what isn't meant to be. We see this in the story of Abimelech and Abraham in Genesis 20. Despite the king's determination, God appeared to him and explicitly warned that Sarah, Abraham's wife, was not for him to take. Through dreams or visions, God may intervene in a relationship that holds no promising future, should He foresee potential harm. It's crucial to understand that while God may advise against proceeding with a relationship, He respects our free will. In His infinite mercy, God allows every person the freedom to choose. He will never compel us into something against our will, nor will He prevent us if we are determined to pursue our desires. However, His wisdom is always available for those who choose to follow His guidance and heed His counsel. Though we are ultimately responsible for our choices, God's caution beforehand ensures we have all available information for such important decisions. So there you have it. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy our videos, please consider subscribing to our channel.